What's up, YouTube? This is your friend, the neighborhood movie nerd, back to give you guys everything that is going on in the world of movies and TV. And technically, happy 2018, everybody. I know I put out a couple videos before this for the year, but those have all been catch-up reviews from last year. But this is my first official review for the year of 2018, and it is for Den of Thieves. So this is my review.
We just shoot you. Boom. You're not the bad guys. We are.
Seem like the whole city go against me.
Den of Thieves is written and directed by Christian Gudegast. It revolves around a crack team of thieves, portrayed by Pablo Schreiber, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and O'Shea Jackson Jr., who attempt to pull off one of the biggest heists of their lives by robbing the seemingly unrobbable Federal Reserve in Los Angeles. Pursuing and attempting to put a stop to their efforts is Big Nick O'Brien, played by Gerard Butler, leader of the LA County Sheriff's Department and one of the biggest, baddest, and most corrupt cops around. Now, if this sounds like a ripoff of every single 90s heist movie that sprung up after the double release of Heat and The Usual Suspects in the same year, don't worry, that's exactly what this is. No pretenses here. Before I even officially begin my review, I am just going to say this movie's a ripoff. And I'm not even going to bother to use the pretentious art form that gives an excuse to lazy creators that Hollywood hires for cheap nowadays, and all of us in the film community know exactly what that term is: paying homage. Now, don't get me wrong, that saying does indeed have merit, because some amazing films have been amazing because they specifically paid homage. That is not the case with this film here, however, whose odes to previous heist films were so obvious and lazy that one could literally name the movies aloud that this movie is ripping off while you're watching the movie. This movie is so uninspired or unoriginal, horrifically written, lazily structured, and makes little to no sense outside of the basic bad guys want to pull off impossible heists and get chased by corrupt cops storyline we've seen a million times before. And to make matters even more unnecessarily convoluted and confusing, or possibly because the movie wants to seem more clever than it really is, there's this horrendously tacked on twist at the end that doesn't affect the movie at all, changes the audience's perception of a character in the movie for no reason, and is actually almost kind of comedic with how unnecessary it is. The strange thing about this movie, though, is that with as lazy and generic as it is, the performances in this movie are actually pretty good, because despite the fact that they are in a very lazily made movie, the cast this movie actually has is very, very talented. I would say, for the most part. Gerard Butler is this film's lead as Big Nick O'Brien, and despite the fact that his character feels all over the place, Butler actually does a very good job displaying a wide range of emotion, and somehow against all odds manages to make this character an extremely likable and charming one at that. As for O'Shea Jackson Jr., he really does prove that he is an amazing actor, because he is so much better than this role requires him to be. It almost feels like the director, he wrote that twist at the end just because he saw Ice Cube Jr. acting in this movie, and it's just like, holy crap, this kid's got moxie. We should do a twist just at the end around his character just in case we somehow make enough money to do a sequel. He seriously does have this amazingly natural charisma that never once feels forced, and it really makes you sympathize and care about him way more so than any of the other characters in this movie, which really sucks because I really like Pablo Schreiber as an actor. He was great last year in 13 Hours and friggin' amazing as Mad Sweeney in American Gods, but man, he is just so one-note and honestly so pointless in this movie. And 50 Cent, why is 50 Cent even in this movie? And for a movie that should be really simple to follow in nature, there are just so many scenes that just feel thrown in there in order to sort of help establish character motivation, but then it's just so poorly edited and written that it just ends up feeling like cutaways in a bad Family Guy episode. The characters are so weak and one-dimensional that when they get shot, you're just like, oh no, that guy died. The pacing is absolutely terrible, so much so that at a certain point, I really wishing that this movie could just be just over, even though they hadn't even gotten to the obligatory main shootout yet. This movie is boring. This movie is just generic. It's a ripoff of every 90s heist movie you've ever seen. Honestly, I don't recommend going to see this in theaters. I'm only giving this movie 3 out of 10 stars. Well, that was a great official kickoff to the year of 2018. Let me know what you guys thought of Den of Thieves, if you even bothered to see it, in the comments below. Also, be sure to click that like button and that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at Movie Nerd Review. Also, head on over to my website, movienerdreviews.com. That is it. I will see you guys next time.